Up Wayne Eckerson. Row 3, the 27B of George Van Arsdale and the 21 of Chris Fiola. Row 4 goes to the 76 of Ricky Breed and the F1 of Fred Pavia. The 27 of Rick Sutton goes away in spot number 9. Alongside of him, the 125 of Pete Goydich, and Mike Pomerico goes away at the tail end of the field, the number 1, spot number 11.
Ricky Preet, another top point getter so far, currently 7th in the Hoosier Tire Mr. Dirt Street Stock points, coming in tonight's racing program here at the Speedway, way back on the inside of row number 4.
Jerry Holmes, also a good runner, the number 16 machine, 6th in points coming in. He'll start on the pole. He'll see the green flag. Side by side down at the corner of the 1, Johnny Drake shows the way. Holmes and Eckerson side by side for spot 2.
Drake on the outside front of the Speedway, grabbing the number 1 spot right off the get-go. Outside lane of traffic is going. Eckerson goes way wide of the field to hold on to the number 3 spot. It's Jerry Holmes down the back straightaway, holding on to the bridesmaid spot while Danny Hedges holds on to that final transfer position.
Drake up to the outside. Holmes right there now tries to take a peek to the inside, this time up for corner 4. Drake slides high. Holmes comes low. Eckerson sits behind. Side by side for the number 1 spot into corner number 1.
Holmes will hit that first turn first and grab the number 1 spot away from the 17, Johnny Drake. Drake rides back there in the number 2 spot. Tries the rebound down to the inside. Not quite enough horsepower beneath the sheet metal. Meanwhile, here comes Wayne Eckerson. Eckerson to the rim shot. Down in 3 and 4.
Go CO. Wayne Eckerson, the new correctional officer. New Jack picks up spot number 2, brings it down the front straightaway. Now Drake tries to step back in line, holds on to spot number 3.
Don't count out Chris Fiola for the mix back there in the number 21 car. 1 spot from qualifying. It is still in the hands of Holmes down the back straightaway. Eckerson 2nd, Drake 3rd. Hedges rides back there in spot number 4. Nobody steps on the line this time, and they're marched down the back chute.
Mike Pomerico takes a peek up to the outside with the Dan Boys Construction number 1 Lady Great Vital sponsored mount, trying to make his way towards the front. 1997 rookie point champion, 1 feature win in the novice in 98, trying to work himself up through the field.
Holmes pulling some space between himself and 2nd campaigner Wayne Eckerson. Drake still 3rd, Hedges 4th. Fiola cannot close the gap back there in spot number 5, while George Van Arsdale works back there in the number 6 spot.
George Van Arsdale out of Lock Sheldrake, New York, picks up the number 6 spot right now, but he's going to do battle sliding backwards. Pomerico goes by, picks up the number 6 spot, looks under Fiola. He'll battle for spot 5. Mike Pomerico is on the move.
A car we haven't seen a whole lot of action from yet is the red, white, and blue 76 car, Ricky Breed. Breed is a top 10 point getter in the Mr. Dirt Street Stock points. Still far from a qualifying position. Now he may be coming alive down the back straightaway as he goes racing with Van Arsdale and Fiola.
Top 2 begin to pull away. Eckerson now closing in on Holmes a little bit. Now sits about 4 car lengths behind. Jerry Holmes, a regular runner on the 1998 Hoosier Tire Mr. Dirt Street Stock Series. Doing good. Eckerson, a part-time campaigner here in 98, holds on to spot number 2.
Great battle for the number 4 spot. Danny Hedges on the inside. Fiola's in trouble with a flat right rear tire. Meanwhile, 4th place battle down the back straightaway. Here comes Mike Pomerico down to the inside on Danny Hedges.
Pomerico picks up that final transfer spot right now, coming up on just 2 laps to go. 6 down, 2 to go for race leader Jerry Holmes. Eckerson not letting him out of the sights, goes by the stripe in the number 2 spot.
Top 2 car is still checking out on the end of the field. Drake 3rd, Dallas Pomerico back there in the number 4 spot aboard the right number 1 car. Danny Hedges being upseated from a qualifying spot in this 3rd qualifying heat event for the street stocks. Pomerico not giving up down the back straightaway. He'll put the power down to the inside on Drake to grab spot number 3.
Mike Pomerico went in real hard that time. Slid up, look out, goes around. Mike Pomerico loses it up in corner 4. White flag flies down the front straightaway. As leader's taken into corner 2, yellow flag will fly.
Caution coming out. Ricky Sutton and the number 1 of Mike Pomerico in trouble down there in turn number 3 and 4. 7 laps have been scored. One more time around, Sutton fires back up the hotel bar butter, Keller's butter. Ranger Rick Sutton back there in the creamy yellow butter painted number 27 car. Single file restart beyond the halfway point.
Ready to go.
Current race leader is still the number 16 of Jerry Holmes. 2nd spot, the 01 Wayne Eckerson. 3rd is the 17 car right now of John Drake back there in spot number 4. Gaining back his qualifying spot is the number 7 of Danny Hedges. George Van Arsdale 1 spot from qualifying right now back aboard the 27 V car. Ricky Breed 2 spots from qualifying. They've got 5/8 of a mile.
7 laps down, single file restart. Jerry Holmes starts up on the pole. Wayne Eckerson right behind him. Does Eckerson have anything for him? Down the front straightaway. New Jack giving it all he's got into corner number 1.
Last lap, and it is the number 16 car of Jerry Holmes to show the way. Outside invader here tonight at the Orange County Speedway, showing the number 1 spot down the back straightaway. Eckerson still second, Drake third. Hedges back there in the number 4 position.
Checkered flag set to fly, trying to get himself a spot in the Barman's Equipment Dash for Cash off the number 4 corner, turns number 6 man at points. Here comes the number 16, Jerry Holmes victorious. Wayne Eckerson, good job back to spot number 2, followed by Johnny Drake and Danny Hedges.
So the winner of the 3rd Barman's Equipment Jets Garage K-Team Towing and Recovery qualifying heat event, the 16 car of Jerry Holmes. Second spot was Wayne Eckerson. 3rd, John Drake, and 4th and final qualifier, the 7H of Danny Hedges.
Set to go off the number 4 corner, side by side in rows of 2. First of 2 consolations for the Street Sox. 3 cars will qualify. By the stripe we go. George Van Arsdale from the outside takes the Fast Eddie's 27V to the front. Speaking of Fast Eddie, Walters sits back in spot number 3. Now he'll do battle with Hedges. Look out down the back straightaway. They rub, they grind. Glenn Royce contact a little bit on the outside of corner number 2. Now gathers it all back together. George Van Arsdale shows the way. The Fast Eddie's 27V up in the number 1 spot right now. Down the front straightaway. They complete lap to 1. Lee Krutz in second. Here comes the quick thing. Quick Twing back in spot number 3. Twing hangs on to that final transfer position right now as Edgar Hedges sweeps to the outside. He'll battle for spot 4. Walters tucked back down on the inside. Johnny Bryson in 6th. Tommy Byrne battles with Pavia for spot number 7. Off the number 4 corner, Eddie Walters and Johnny Bryson battle spot number 5. They'll bring it down the front straightaway. Walters tries to step back in line, stays on the inside line. Bryson keeps it right up on the outside. George Van Arsdale, a regular runner in the rookie division, doing good driving here this evening. New motor in that machine here this evening. A couple weeks back, put it in, says, I'm tired of running 9th and 10th in the heats. Now I run on 4th and 5th. He's up there in the number 1 spot right now, though, doing a good job. Out of Lock, Sheldrake, New York. The 27V machine hangs on to the number 1 spot. Lee Krutz sits back in spot number 2. Frank Twing doing his thing. Back in spot number 3. Edgar Hedges slides high. Here comes Johnny Bryson. Bryson now picks up spot number 4. 1 spot out of qualifying as Eddie Walters picks up the number 5 position. Glenn Royce takes it in here on the front straightaway. Coming up on the halfway sign. 4 laps down, 4 to go. For race leader, George Van Arsdale. Paul Maiello sits in the wrong direction up in corner number 4. Now he gets it straightened out. He'll rejoin the tail side of the field. Once again, a guaranteed starter here tonight by the stripe, nice and easy. Leaders, though, meanwhile, pick up the pace down in corners number 3 and 4. George Van Arsdale running the extreme outside line off that number 4 corner. Keeps the RPMs built up, revving it up down the front straightaway. As the Lee Krutz hangs on to the number 2 spot. Frank Twing takes it up to the outside lane right now. But the bottom door opens up for Johnny B. Good. Johnny Bryson slides up, tap. How you doing down the back straightaway? Door handle to door handle. They'll battle for the number 3 spot. Twing on the outside. Bryson swings by, picks up the number 3 position. Twing now tries to rebound, takes it from the high side, drops it back down low. Bryson goes up to the outside. They battle for the number 3 spot, and Johnny B. Good, Johnny Bryson picks it up down in the corner number 1. Frank Twing now 1 spot out of qualifying. Look out, Walters and Byrne get together. Byrne right up to that outside wall. Tough break. He was up in the number 5 spot trying to get into the top 3. Top 3 go on the risk of home. Down the front straightaway. And George Van Arsdale, one heck of a job out on the front end right now with the 27V machine. Lee Krutz sits back in spot number 2. John Bryson, 1 spot. Back there in spot number 3. Twing out of a qualifying position. Half a lap to go down the back straightaway. Down off of corners number 3 and 4. Your leaders take it through. Battle for the number 2 spot and Silly. Winner of the first consolation out of Lock Sheldrick, New York. The Fast Eddie's 27V. George Van Arsdale, spot number 1. Second spot at the liner goes to Johnny Bryson. And Lee Krutz picks up spot number 3. Frank Twing, 1 spot out of qualifying.
Nice run, George.
Conceit number